Texans at Chiefs, 3:30 on Saturday. Question for the panel. Jesse, does Houston have a chance?
They don't.
Oh, that was good.
They don't. I'm sorry. They don't. Until someone proves to me otherwise, the Chiefs, when it comes to playoff time, 15, different dude. 87, different dude.
90, whatever Chris Jones wears.
Different dude.
Monster.
Different dude, man. So Andy Reid, he's the best thing going. He's the best thing going right now in football. And they're just, I mean, they hit the switch. If there's a proverbial switch that you can hit when playoff time comes, the Chiefs have the switch.
Chris Jones had my favorite stat in the history of the league, which is probably a lie just because I can't remember it exactly, but it was a year or two ago. Chris Jones in the first half of football games
I remember this one.
had somewhere around 0 run stops over the course of the season, but in the second half of games and in playoff games, he gets them all.
Yeah,
like he's always here to get your quarterback,
Right.
Yeah.
but when it's really go time, you're all dead.
Yeah, he's like, hey, listen,
And the good news is the bye week helped them. Everybody talking about rest and rust and all that stuff. This Chiefs team needs that bye week. They're healthy. Nobody's on the injury report. I think they're ready to go.
Andy Reid is the best coach in the history of bye weeks. He's 22-5 coming off of byes, and their point differential goes up by 1 million. They crush people after they've had time off.
Yeah.
And Steve Spagnuolo is fantastic as a defensive coordinator. And I think if there's a Broyles Award winner for the NFL, Steve Spagnuolo would win it maybe every year.
I don't know what that means. What's
College football best assistant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Oklahoma had a receiver named Broyles one time. I think.
Ryan Broyles.
Oh, is that who he's named after?
Nope.
no.
Okay. Commanders at Lions. Jesse, does Washington have a chance?
a small chance. They need their quarterback to be all-world.
And run his ass
Marcus
off.
Mariota.
They need
Put Marcus in.
They need Jayden Daniels to be all-world. Like they really, really, really do.
Oh, is that true?
But I'm gonna say
it was a joke.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
it was a joke.
this for
But kind of serious.
another coach that'll come up to this mix. We're talking a lot about Ben Johnson, talking a lot about Aaron Glenn. I hope that their heads are in the game. I hope that their heads are focused in what they're supposed to be doing.
I hope they're not.
There's a lot of interviews that they've been talking about and
Interview you
staff
soon.
and all that kind of stuff. All that kind of prep going on in their mind and people asking them 100 million thousand questions. They better be locked in. There's a small chance that Washington can win, but it's Detroit, USA, America's team.
To the chat, no, Mike Tomlin has not been fired. Somebody just fired that in the chat and made me do a Google.
No.
But if he was, we'd have to redo a segment probably. Clarence.
Yeah, I'm with Detroit, and just piggyback on what you're saying. They did the interview process last year. Both of them did all of that stuff last year. Did not impact their ability to game plan. So hopefully they've learned from last year. That history says that it's not going to impact them getting focused for this game. I have Detroit in the Super Bowl out of NFC. I think they're the best team in the NFC. I see them handling Washington.
I think the Rams are going to be the NFC representative in the
that.
so it's a little tease the next one. But I do think that it might be a race to 40 between the Commanders and Lions because that Lions defense is hurt.
Yeah, it's been really
Real
bad
hurt.
the last month and a half because they are down 6 of their 11 starters.
Also, Marcus Mariota is a good backup just in case Jayden Daniels gets hurt. Just
Rams
so
and
you know
Eagles is on 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Sunday is Rams at Eagles. My Rams and Eagles question is, will you watch closer and overanalyze every offensive play call for the Eagles because Kellen Moore might be your next head coach?
Great. It's a great question.
No, I watched him here for how many years?
Oh,
I don't have to.
I got him.
Yeah, I got him down.
I got him.
I've watched him for a long time, but no. You listen. These guys stick to they stick to what they know. But this is if there's a game of the week when you talk about seeding wise, that's my upset alert game.
Oh, yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is it right here. I said coming into the playoffs as the season was ending that the Rams are the most scariest team in the playoffs. They have the quarterback who still got a little left on the bone, meat left on the bone.
Quarterback and coach.
And they have the advantage. They have the advantage on the sideline underneath the headset.
Right.
McVay, he can put together a game plan that will have you having you question yourself. And the back end they've gotten better, but the back end for the Philadelphia Eagles has been a question mark all year long.
Big play Slay likes to give them up and make them.
And
Right.
so, but Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and company, the Eagles will probably win. But I would not be shocked or surprised at all if the Rams put up a 35 burger on them and go up to Philadelphia and get that dub.
The Eagles are the more talented team. They got the better defense. They should win the game. So earlier in the season when the two teams played, Eagles running back Saquon Barkley ran all over the Rams, but the Rams have improved over the course of the season, that defense has certainly gotten better than it was earlier. I think it's going to be a good game, certainly a good call on the upset alert. I see the Eagles winning.
Yeah, the Rams have been on fire. They have 2 losses in the last 2 months, though. Here's the little caveat. One of those losses to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Saquon was 9 yards to carry that game.
Yeah. So Rams going to have to definitely step up there.
The big boy is Ravens at Bills, 5:30 on Sunday.
Race
Lamar,
riot game.
what?
It's a race riot game.
Race who?
Race riot game.
We're gonna have a race riot?
Oh my God! Have you not heard the discourse between the two quarterbacks? And
I was just gonna ask.
Is that your question?
I was just gonna ask. Does one of those quarterbacks need it more?
Yeah.
Does one of them need a win over this other team more?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
And which one?
I don't know.
The crazy thing about that question.
They both need it. They really do both need it.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about that question is, so what if they beat each other? They still got to get past the final boss.
Yeah.
The final boss is in Kansas City.
It sucks.
So if they beat each other and lose to
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, they still ain't got to the Super Bowl.
What sucks for everyone that's playing right now is if it doesn't change over the course of the next few years.
Yes.
At the end of their careers, and when our kids are talking about football, they'll be like, "What are you talking about with Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Like this guy beat them every time." It's like, yeah, but you don't understand that he was different, but they were different too. I swear. But
Well,
if somebody doesn't win something, they're going to be remembered
It's
different.
something I've been talking about over the last few years that Patrick Mahomes could be like, Jordan, nobody eats on my watch.
Right.
You know, and all these guys, they get the MVPs because they just tired of giving it to Patrick Mahomes, but he wins all the titles.
And the guys who played in that era, I feel like historically do get disrespected.
Right.
Because Jordan won all the time.
Right. So, yes, this is a game. They need to beat each other, but they really need to beat Patrick Mahomes. Somebody needs to get, other than Joe Burrow, get to the Super Bowl outside of Patrick Mahomes from the AFC for you really to be that guy. If you're going to beat him, get past him.
This fool has played in the conference title game every single year.
It's insane. Now, Chill's so on point because I think that Lamar needs this more this week. But I think Josh Allen, when they win this week, is going to need it more against
next week.
Next week against Patrick Mahomes.
I think what elevated Josh Allen to a lot of people early on was the fact that he almost beat Pat Mahomes.
100%.
Right.
Almost
100%.
beating Pat made you the second best quarterback in football.
100%.
Right.
Because you almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Left too
Beat
much
that
time
guy.
on the clock. Was it 13 seconds?
Yeah.
We all silly like the mayor.